right, make sure you stay until the end to watch this video, because once I'm done, you realize I need to do this now, otherwise my life is not gonna change. So stay till the end. What's up, guys? Welcome to Men Without Limits. If you're new to the channel, I welcome you because you've chosen to come on this journey with everyone else who's a part of Men Without Limits, whose goal is to achieve that raw masculinity that they crave. Because masculinity has dropped a good bit nowadays, where even saying the word masculine or looked at as masculine is a bad thing, right? So my goal is to help you achieve that, but on top of that, become a better man in all facets of life: health, wealth, spiritual, mental, physical, all senses, relationship, whatever you could think of. If you have an idea or something you need me to kind of get into, I'm here for that. All right, guys? Like, subscribe, share. If you want to throw a comment in there, you can. Especially if you want a specific topic to be talked about or get into. Till next time, we're gonna dive in, all right? I just ate some almonds, so my throat a little dry. Bear with me. Prior to this, you might have seen the video on how to get rid of, the bullshit being pushed around and kind of just not letting your attention and focus be taken away by everything, right? This video is on, I don't have a drum roll, but just imagine it was a drum roll. This video is on my review of getting rid of social media. Now, I was never really big into social media, as a lot of people are, but don't get me wrong, I definitely use it quite substantially. For me at least, I definitely was on Instagram a bit more. I used to be in Snapchat a good bit while I was in college, just because of like all the friends I had or the girls that Snap, whatever. But definitely diminished as like passing through college, less people you talk to, not really trying to talk to girls on Snap or streaks. Like, I hated doing that. Shit was a waste of time, but whatever. You did it because maybe you were trying to talk to a girl, you had a friend, whatever. It's just, that's a waste of the time in and of itself. Like, daily, you're basically being forced to go on your phone for like, it doesn't matter, it's still like however many seconds to take a photo, choose the person you want to send it to them, to continue a streak going. For what? So you can have a number like continuously increase? Like, what? Ridiculous. So I was mainly on that. And then actually when TikTok rolled around, I hopped on that for a bit. I tried to hop off it, came back on. And then when I finally got off of it, when I did the whole kind of social media cleanse, that's when I was like, oh, this is nice. So let's dive in. I did this for, I think it was a good, let's see, I'll say maybe a little over 2 months that I did this, where I had no TikTok, no Instagram, no Snapchat. And don't get me wrong, it was kind of rough. Me, myself, I kind of did it just like cold turkey, which is very hard for a lot of people. That's why if you watch the previous video, I mentioned, kind of slow increments of, distancing yourself to completely cut it off. But if you feel like you're up for it and you can do it, then by all means, try to go cold turkey and just stop. But me personally, that's what I did. It was rough, but I managed to do it. I'll say the first like week or two, even towards the third week, but more so by the end of the second week, it kind of diminished. But there was this weird feeling where I'd grab my phone to check something, but there was nothing there. It was just kind of like that feeling of, getting a notification, getting a snap, someone mentioned you in something, someone liked your post, whatever you can imagine along those lines. Just getting ready to check it, and then I'd be so used to going to that specific portion of my phone, like swiping, boom, clicking the app, that like for some reason at random times I'd be swiping, try to go there, and be like, oh snap, it's not there because I deleted it. Not my account, the actual app itself. And it was so weird. I looked at myself every time I did it. I'm like, bro, like, what's wrong with you? Like, come on, stop it. Like, stop. But that in itself, you can see like, oh my God, you trained your body to look for it, and instinctually, like, you don't even think about it. That's how crazy it was. I needed to stop for me to be like, oh shit, like, I really just automatically swipe, bam, and I'm already in there, liking, posting, commenting, snapping, whatever. It's like ridiculous how so self-automated it becomes, and like a lot of us might not even notice. That blew my mind. When I took that away from myself, I had more free time, because obviously I wouldn't be putting that time to go on my phone scrolling for, whether it be for maybe 10-15 minutes to up to like, you know, if you end up being on there for a bit, like maybe an hour or two, if we're being honest with ourselves. That was horrible. To realize that's how much time I was spending on social media, and I was getting nothing from it besides maybe a laugh or two, or getting aroused. Maybe I saw a good-looking woman on my feed. For what? What did I gain? Nothing. So it just kind of like sucks to have realized that, but at least like I got to the point where, oh shit, like moving forward, like, come on, let's get out of this. So with that free time, I've always loved reading books. I used to read so much when I was younger. Like, actually my 4th grade teacher was the one who motivated me to want to read. Because prior to that, I hated reading. But something she said was like, stuck with me. But, you know, as I got older, more so getting a phone and this and that, you know, that's where once again, your attention and focus goes to. So I would spend less time reading. So I hadn't really read the way I used to in a while. Getting off my phone in that sense allowed me to go back to reading. And I'm not saying it's a hobby of mine, I just love to learn. But it was so incredible because as soon as I got the chance to read more, I just felt more at peace. Like, it was calm. You know, I'd find a spot that was comfortable, open my book and start reading. And it's so nice because I dedicate that time for myself, right? But I'm actually learning. And it's nice, like an actual physical book, not straining my eyes, like great feeling. On top of that, if I wasn't reading, I would then use that time to kind of, you know, maybe think about what I want to do, or think about something that's like bothered me. So it allowed me to handle situations in my life that either caused me some sort of reaction, or how to plan out my day, or plan out a certain, you know, situation. So it just gave me more time to deal with myself instead of distract myself, right? On top of that, this kind of kicked in more so by the end of the month mark, into the 2nd month. I realized myself, my interactions with people, like, I can't really find the way to word it. I'm gonna try my best, but I'd say I was more of a kinder person. Not to say I'm mean or rude, but I'd say I'm fairly like, what's the word? Maybe aggressive at times. Like, I'm pretty calm, but like I could get competitive, or that's just me as a man. But regardless, I became more of a calmer person I already was, and nicer in that aspect. And coming off the screen and having more in-person interactions, like, I felt like I was building more of a bond with people outside of maybe texting them. Like, actually spending time in person with them was a whole different kind of aspect to the relationship, whether it was my friend or the girl I was talking to, or family, or whatever, right? I just felt like my connection intensified with that person. Felt, you know, more genuine feelings, more like concern, care for that individual. And it was like really nice, because it's like, oh snap, like, I want all my interactions to be like this. That, well, I'm close with people. Even just random strangers, like, it just was nicer to maybe help someone out. I had a couple people while I was walking around ask me for some assistance with something throughout my days. And I was just like, yeah, what do you need? Other times I know I would have been like, kept walking, or like, no, I'm busy. Even though I really wasn't busy, I just didn't want to deal with it. So it was nice. And then kind of going back to what I said about the checking of the phone or thinking there's a notification there, the stress of not having that kind of just made me relax a bit more. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not a stressed out person by any means, but I'm also not a super relaxed person. But I tend to stay calm. But I just say that, as background. But on top of me being the way I already am, going on this kind of cleanse allowed me to become more calm and less stressed because of that aspect. In any situation or like room I was in or whoever I was with, whatever I was doing, I didn't feel the need to check my phone. So I was more present. I was able to enjoy the company or whatever activity I was doing, or even at work, I was able to actually focus and do what needed to be done and be there in that moment for that. It wasn't like my attention was like, oh, I gotta get back to this person. Oh, let me see what my friend posted or shared. Oh, I gotta snap this girl. Oh, da 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 da. That might not seem like stress, but that's taking attention and you're worrying about it. So it's still stress. Sad to say. Prior to this kind of cleanse, but after doing it, I definitely cared a whole lot less because you realize, I already knew this, but it made me realize even more how much people crave the attention and more so approval of others through social media. It was ridiculous to me, especially on the aspect of what girls do to gain attention or approval, especially from us men. I was just like, it was sad. It was very sad to see that, just like they basically expose themselves to a certain degree or post a certain thing that they know will get the attention of people, but it doesn't highlight them as individuals. It kind of highlights the wrong areas because they know that's what will get attention. If you don't know, I'm talking about their bodies, right? So it's kind of sad to realize that even more. All in all, going on this cleanse that I did for, like I said, about 2.5, almost 3 months was really nice. After a bit, I don't know, I just got really hounded down by like my friends and whatnot. So I kind of downloaded the apps. But compared to where I was prior to it, to where I am now, I'm barely on them, if that. Sometimes I do catch myself going on there, so I try to either limit or tell myself, oh, stop scrolling. Like, what are you doing? Come on. You could be doing this or that. Like, this isn't gonna help you right now. So I will say I do have it back in my phone, but I'm really not on there. I just have it because I still have people like send me stuff and I'm like, fine, I'll like check it out or look at it if I get the chance, whatever. But honestly, if you are able to completely get rid of social media and kind of, maybe even delete your account if you want to go to the extreme. I'm not saying you have to. If you do though, you'll definitely feel a whole lot better. Just getting rid of it will make a whole change in your life as a whole, because you as an individual will kind of do a whole 180, right? So that is my review of what it was to go on a social media cleanse, cutting it off, deleting it. So my conclusion, right, is gonna be, I would recommend it. Not just to you, but anyone I meet. If they were to ask me, highly recommend it, right? It will change your life. So, with that, I hope you guys are ready to keep growing, are ready to become the best version of yourselves that you can be, and then go past that, all right? LPT Leader, out.